Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
All right. Hey guys, welcome back to our show. I'm your host, John Harcar, and I'm here today with Aaron Lambert. And what we're going to talk about, besides his journey in business and in real estate, we're going to talk about his passion about co-living and his journey to get to 100 doors. Guys, remember, at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, really all real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x their business. We provide the tools and training to grow the business they want to grow, which in turn helps them live the life they've always dreamed of. So Aaron, man, welcome to our show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, John. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to you. I hear a lot lately about co-living and I know the pad split thing, and there's that, but I'm excited to learn more, and then your passion for it. But before we talk about all that, tell our audience a little bit about your background. How you got into business, real estate, and what kind of got you here.
Yeah, so I have a background. I'm born and raised in Louisiana. I moved to California when I was right out of high school, '02. And was out there for 14 years, and I had started a career in the oil refineries, something that you can make a lot of money and not have to be too educated, or at least have decorated education. So I started working there. I ended up worked through a couple positions, and ended up found myself doing pipe fitting fabricator. So I was really good at fabricating things, building stuff with my hands. I did that for 15 years. And then after that, in 2016, I had went on what I told you earlier, a little mandatory vacation for 4 years. It was fun. Big experience. And then in 2020, I moved to Vegas because my wife's out there, and started a business. That was right when COVID happened.
Mm-hmm.
COVID shut down the world. I'm like, what the heck am I going to do? And I started a business. I opened up an LLC, didn't even know what the heck I was doing. And I started calling people, trying to find masks and sell masks, trying to find anything COVID related, because some guy hit me up. He's like, hey man, I got these masks and everybody needs them. I'm like, okay. So I just start cold calling everybody in the phone book. Long story short, I partnered up with
You're talking about the masks, right? Just the regular doctor.
Mask. Yeah. Okay. The face mask. So
interesting.
I partnered up with a gentleman named Ash. He's a doctor, and he kind of joined forces into my LLC, and then we got a distributorship with a test kit company in New Jersey called Access Bio, and from there we went on to do about $30 million in revenue selling COVID test kits.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was I went from $0 to the most money I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. And a little fast, but super wild, wild west. Like, we didn't even know what we were doing. I'm sitting here typing up invoices like manually. We have no CRM. We have no nothing. We're literally $1 million drop shippers.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Wow,
People
that's
would
incredible.
wire me money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I would then put the order in and wire it to the distributor, and we'd get a truck, pick it up, and drop it off. We sold to government agencies, McDonald's, all kinds of schools and hospitals, just anybody and everybody, pharmacies. Yeah, it was
How
pretty.
did you find this company with the kits?
Just so you know how we network.
Yeah.
And well, we weren't networking in like physically. We were networking on like WhatsApp was a huge communication channel, and you get thrown in these chats with like hundreds of other people, and all of them
Right.
are like looking and trying to find supplies, or they have something to sell. And we just got connected with somebody that had a connection over here, that had a connection over here, and we ended up striking a deal and started selling test kits. So
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, not a bad little thing to fall into. So where did real estate come into play?
So I would say, like, mentally, I had been studying and reading on my vacation for probably like 3 years. So I had like mentally, whenever I got to Vegas, I'm like, okay, I want to do real estate. So I started researching. I found Jerry Norton. This is like early 2022 or 2020, before like the COVID really kicked off. Like, it was starting, but it hadn't kicked off yet. And I made an offer like the first week. I made an offer on my first property and didn't get accepted. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then shortly after that is whenever I started doing the COVID thing, and that just ate up all my time. So didn't really do much of real estate, but always wanted to do it, and had a lot of like head knowledge of business and real estate because I started my journey as most with Rich Dad Poor Dad. And then
there it is. Mhm. Well, I usually ask folks, like, is there something that, from your past that got you into real estate or planted a seed for real estate? And probably 75%, that purple book.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's nuts.
Somebody was like, hey, you got to read this book. I'm like, what? And then and I read it. I'm like, oh, wow. So then I went on to read every single book that was in the back of the cover. I told my mom, buy these books. And then I would get those books, and they would have more books in the back. And I said, buy these books. And I just read all of them. And just gaining a lot of knowledge. But I didn't take the leap into real estate investing really until the pandemic slowed down in the beginning of 2022. So when I bought a condo in Baton Rouge, I turned it into the plan was to turn it into short term. It ended up being midterm because I didn't know anything about the HOA rules. But it worked out because it's a great midterm. Then shortly after that, I bought 4 townhomes in Baton Rouge, all connected. Over the course of the next, 2 years after that, I turned 3 of them into short term. As the tenants cycled out, I started turning them into short term.
Okay.
And they've done great. They've done great.
And this is why you're in Vegas.
No, I did all of this while in Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very
Yeah.
cool. Why did you choose Louisiana?
I'm from Baton Rouge.
Oh, that's where you're from. That's right.
And it was cheaper. So I had X number of dollars, and I needed to make X number a month. So the only way to do that was I could buy double in Louisiana what I could in Vegas.
Very
and
true.
I didn't have all the STR restrictions and all this other nonsense as I do over in Vegas.
What were some of the struggles you had or you ran across as you started?
Well, not knowing anything, really, like hands-on experience. When we bought them, I bought them. Okay, great, bought it, got the loan. We put 25% down, I think. One mistake that I made was not escrowing taxes and insurance into the 4 properties. That was one mistake. I found out. I'm like, dude, I got a freaking $8,000 bill, $8,000. Like, what?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
A year later,
that's not a good thing to get.
yeah. So I'm like, okay. So we incorporated that, and then through the Airbnb. So me and my wife both rehabbed the properties ourselves and designed them ourselves, furnished them, set them all up. Took us about a month on each one. We would go to Louisiana, and I would stay down there, and then she would come down and help, and we'd set them up. But yeah, I would say I didn't know how to underwrite as well back then. I barely knew anything. My CPA actually, I found her through Robert Kiyosaki's team of advisors and people on his team. Through Tom Wheelwright, was a big guy with Robert, and he has a CPA company, and I've had a CPA through her. We did a whole tax strategy and all this jazz, and she gave me a calculator for figuring out if the property cash flowed and how much cash flowed, how much appreciation, what I'm going to get. So
Nice.
use that, and it worked out. I mean, we do, like I said, we do really well on those considering the location. Baton Rouge is not super desirable, although it does have LSU, and it is a decent sized city.
Right.
So we do well there, yeah.
Right on. So what is your team, your business? What does that all look like today? Like, where are you buying? What are you buying?
So the team, I started a team of, me and my business partner, Ben Alvarez. He is acquisition manager, specialist, whatever you want to say, the head acquisition on Gator Capital Partners, which is our wholesale company out of Las Vegas. And we've done a few flips in that company, but mostly it's wholesale. Right now we have a few, two VAs, a TC, and we have like 3 people that are like the stateside, and they're working on commission, like appointment setters. So that's cool. And then,
like a lead manager type of deal?
No, they're more like banging the phones every day, and if they get an appointment and we set and we close the deal, then they get the commission.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
very cool.
They came from yeah.
Now, what does your lead gen look like?
So we do, I would say 90% is direct to agent for the wholesale company.
Okay.
Yeah. And then go ahead.
No, so let's talk about that a little bit. So you're not doing off-market stuff. You're finding stuff that is more on-market or pocket listings?
Yeah, well, we actually so what I was talking about earlier is like I wanted to move towards cash. We do get pocket listings, like we build relationships. I say Ben mostly build relationship with agents, and agents send them deals or pocket listings that could be cash or creative. I would say 90% is creative, although I think we've made the most money on cash deals, and we just haven't really mastered the art of off market.
Okay.
Yep.
Have you guys tried any type of like cold calling or texting or anything like that to try to maybe capture some on-market or off-market stuff?
Yeah, when we first started, we got some VAs. We were like, in our opinion, they didn't work out for us. We were burning a lot of money and we weren't getting any results. So got rid of that. We've tried so many different things. I think we've switched gears in a sense and switched CRM so many different times. I think that kind of slowed us down. It's like trying to find the right one, and just trying to find the right strategy that fits what we're trying to do, and we haven't really found it yet. I mean, we found it in the sense of we can lock up on-market deals that are creative, but
Right.
other than that, yeah.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Okay. So are you buying all in Vegas? You still buying in Louisiana? Were you looking for properties?
Yeah, so funny enough, I haven't bought anything in Vegas. I've been looking, and it seems like when I find something that I think will work, it's either in an HOA or the entry's way too high or just a number of different things. Because, Vegas, you've lived there.
Oh, I've
like
lived and
HOA
done business
heaven,
there. Yeah.
bro.
Oh, I know. It's terrible.
Yeah, like 80% of the neighborhoods are HOA. I would say another 50% of those are gated.
Yep.
And, it's like a number of things happen if I do find one. Anything I do in Vegas, it's me and my partner, right? Well, we wholesale all over the country, but like if I want to hold something, I need to be ready with the cash, and that's sometimes an issue. I don't have the capital right there ready, either through a partner or a PML to grab it. So we end up trying to wholesale it because, wholesale game, you got to move quick, right?
Yep.
Especially on market deals. They're not going to sit around and wait for you a month for you to, find a buyer for the property. So that's another challenge I have with trying to find properties in Vegas is, we got to move quick because, my company still has to get paid. I got employees and people that work for me and, bills that come in every day or every month for that company. So that's just another challenge in Vegas, and just the shortage of inventory, I would say, as it pertains to stuff that actually fits the model that I'm trying to do, which is the co-living.
Okay. Awesome. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the co-living and how many. First off, tell our audience what is co-living.
Co-living, to me, is an umbrella term, right? You have so many different. I mean, co-living to me is any properties that have multiple unrelated people living in it, right? And that could be in the form of like veteran homes, like sober livings, assisted living, independent living, which is kind of like assisted, but it's like 55 plus, just not really needing assistance. You have like some people do like these like homeless kind of shelter things. And then there's the main one, which is pad split. And pad split is more or less just a brand name on something that's been around for a long time, which is rent by the room, right?
Yeah.
Rent by the room.
Hack.
Yeah, that's nothing, earth shattering or brand new. They just kind of package it up, and now they have a platform like Airbnb. So
And give
co-living
it a cute little name.
yeah,
Pad split.
yeah, I love it. Right, pad split. Yeah.
Like I'm splitting the whole pad. Right on. Okay. So why did you decide? Why are you so passionate about that? Why are you kind of leaning into that?
Well, I'm leaning in for, selfish reasons because it's really good cash flow. A bigger picture, which, fuels the cash flow, is the fact that housing is just not affordable nowadays. It's really hard for people to purchase their own home. Even people that pre the interest rates, were buying homes now can't because they can't afford it because of the interest rates. So, wages aren't going up fast enough. Prices aren't going to come down, maybe a little bit, but not enough to mean anything. And the housing prices where they are, although they might decrease in some areas a little bit, it's still really high. So the fix for that is to create affordable housing. And then nowadays, you got so many people that are single, they don't want to get married, they don't want to have kids, so there's a larger population that are just out there running single and just, they have jobs and whatnot, but they just don't make enough money to own a property or even rent a a $2,000 apartment, because what comes with a $2,000 apartment? Well, you got first and last month's rent for your deposit. You got to furnish it, and you got to pay utilities.
Yep.
Co-living
and have insurance.
And you need renter's insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you targeting any specific areas? A lot of what I've heard, like people with pad splits, they do very well. Whether it's like maybe next to a big industrial area or even a big office area, students, by schools, that type of stuff. Like those are where those things really excel a lot more.
Yeah, metros. No more than, I'd say no more than 30 minutes out of a metro.
Yeah.
Like a big metro, and something close to public transportation. Nothing too nice, but definitely don't want it in the ghetto. You do want it around where they have large employment type, Amazons or Walmarts or something that's around. If you can get close to downtown, that's good. Definitely schools and colleges, that's really good. So something that's real transient, people moving in and out, and just, it's really close to a lot of stuff.
Got it. Right. Are there any other regulations, things that you may be running across with pad split? I mean, I know I've seen, on the news, all, things about pad split and all that, are you running into things that are coming down the pipeline as far as regulation type of stuff?
I haven't personally. I have done my research, and there are cities that. So from my research, every city's different. Every city has the maximum allowable of unrelated people that are allowed in one address or property. Like I think over here in Florida where I'm at, it's like 10. I think I looked the other day in Fort Worth, they didn't even have a limit. In Dallas, and right next door, had 6. So it all depends on where you're at. Just do your research.
Yeah.
And, I don't know the full parameters or the information around what I'm about to say, but I was watching a YouTube video with Jamil Damji, and he was talking about a situation in Florida. I'm not sure where at in Florida. It might have been here in Tampa, but there was a company that was doing something similar to pad split.
Uh-huh.
And they had, I don't know, I couldn't tell you how many people they had in the property, but they didn't ever have any violations. They didn't ever have any disturbances. They weren't bothering nobody. They didn't have the cops coming over there. They weren't, they weren't cutting up. But somebody in the neighborhood just decided they wanted to be a Karen and go call somebody. Well, the mayor of that city kind of came down really hard on the company that was doing it, and now they're like in a lawsuit or something with the city. Well, what Jamil was saying is if that company would have been with pad split instead, they would have kind of been protected against all those legalities and against the lawsuit, because pad split's attorneys would have stepped in.
Right.
So that was news to me, and it's actually really nice to know that, because the way that pad split's set up is you're not renting to tenants. You're actually housing members of pad split. Right? Pad split has a lease with you for a year.
Right.
And their members, whoever's in their company, which were these people, you can call them tenants, they put them up in a room. And then they pad split. A payment comes from pad split every month for these people that they're housing.
Right. Yeah.
So
makes sense.
It's almost like your corporate housing to pad split. If you want to get...
exactly. No, that 100%. Yeah, you're right. Well, but also to have that legal backing is huge. So in all this, your journey, your travels, since we're running out of time here, but in all your journeys, your travels, you're building, you're starting over, all that stuff, what do you contribute your keys to success?
My keys to success is, I would say 100%. Outside of Christ and God looking down on me and helping me out, because my belief is in Him and all that He did for us at the cross. But
Amen.
Outside of that, taking action, sometimes blindly taking action. And, I'm more of a high risk individual. Like, I've taken some actions that you probably wouldn't want to take. Sometimes they work out good and sometimes they don't. The older I get, the more deals that I look at, the more deals that I do. I'm more strategic now. the knowledge that I gain each and every day when I'm studying or listen to a podcast or whatever the case may be, I now, underwrite better. I, do a little more deeper dive. I do a really deep underwriting of the area of everything that's in that wherever that property is to get the best, most accurate underwriting numbers so I can make the best decision. And then, of course, I'm offering partnerships with a lot of people like capital partners to come on and invest with me, not only to learn the model, but also to make really passive income because I'm doing everything. They're just bringing them up.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's awesome. Well, I mean, I appreciate you coming on here today, Aaron, and sharing all this stuff. If there's folks that are out there listening, they want to maybe get in touch, maybe they have a deal they want to do with you or whatnot, how do they reach out?
Well, you can go to Aaron Lambert, Aaron, not ER, underscore, Aaron Lambert, underscore for Instagram. I think the same thing for YouTube and Facebook. It's just my name. And, before we started, you asked me if I was part of any other masterminds. I am part of Michael Manatsakanian's Super Investor.
Okay.
And I would say, he is more laser focused on one thing. And that's really something I needed. And since I joined, I've started more on the capital raise side, focusing more on, co-living and just getting really dialed in because that's all he is. Buy and hold. That's all he does.
Right.
And that's something that I have a real passion for, not only on the co-living side, but just to continue to grow my portfolio because I know the value of that, right? I know the value of that for freedom, for myself, for the future value. And, the product itself is something I really like and enjoy.
Love it. I love it. Well, cool. Man. All that information that you shared as far as your contact, we'll put down in the show notes. Guys, I hope you're out there listening, took some good notes. I hope if you have any interest to talk with Aaron, do deals, whatever, reach out. Aaron, thank you again for coming on here. And guys, we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you, John.
Cheers.
Peace.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.